Welcome to the Englishstorywell channel, your ultimate destination for captivating stories that enhance your English learning journey. Here, we believe that stories are not just a form of entertainment, but a powerful tool to improve your language skills. Let's go to started.
John woke up early every morning to get ready for work. His alarm rang at 6:30 a.m., and he quickly got out of bed. After brushing his teeth and washing his face, he went to the kitchen to make breakfast. Today, he wanted something simple. John looked at his roommate, David, who was already having coffee. "Good morning, David," John said with a smile. "Good morning, John," David replied. "You're up early today." "Yeah, I have a lot to do at work. I want to get an early start," John explained. "What are you making for breakfast?" David asked. "I think I'll just have some toast and eggs," John said, opening the fridge. "What about you?" "I've already had my cereal and coffee. I need to leave soon," David said while looking at his watch. John nodded and started to cook his breakfast. As he finished making his toast, David grabbed his bag. "See you later, John. Have a good day at work." "Thanks, David. You too," John replied as David left the apartment. John worked at a small company that made software for schools. His office was only a short walk away from his apartment, so he enjoyed the fresh air as he walked to work. When he arrived at the office, his colleague Sarah greeted him at the door. "Good morning, John," Sarah said cheerfully. "Good morning, Sarah. How's everything going?" John asked. "Everything's fine, just busy as usual. We have a meeting today at 10 a.m. Don't forget," Sarah reminded him. "Right. Thanks for the reminder," John said with a smile. "I almost forgot about it." John went to his desk and started checking his emails. A few minutes later, his boss, Mr. Smith, walked over to his desk. "Good morning, John. Do you have the report ready for today's meeting?" Mr. Smith asked. "Yes, I do. I'll send it to you now," John replied, opening the report on his computer. "Great. Make sure you go over the key points before the meeting," Mr. Smith said. "I will," John assured him. He quickly sent the report and began preparing for the meeting. At 10 a.m., everyone gathered in the meeting room. John sat next to Sarah, who was busy organizing her notes. Mr. Smith started the meeting by introducing the main topics. "Today, we'll discuss the new software update and our plans for next month's project," Mr. Smith said. "John, can you give us an overview of the report you prepared?" John stood up and walked to the front of the room. "Sure. This report covers the feedback we received from the schools using our software. Overall, the response has been positive, but there are a few areas where we need improvement," John began. He talked about the issues some schools were facing and how the team could address them in the next update. When he finished, Sarah asked a question. "John, do you think these changes will affect our timeline for the new project?" Sarah asked. "I don't think so," John answered. "If we start working on the updates now, we should be able to finish everything on time." "That's good to hear," Mr. Smith said. "Let's move forward with the plan." "Thank you, John." John returned to his seat, feeling relieved that the presentation had gone well. After the meeting, John was ready for a break. He decided to go out for lunch with Sarah. They walked to a nearby cafe and ordered sandwiches. "So, how do you think the meeting went?" John asked as they waited for their food. "I think it went well. Your report was really clear," Sarah said. "But I'm a little worried about the timeline for the next project." "Yeah, it's going to be a challenge," John agreed. "But I think we can handle it if we all work together." "I hope so," Sarah said with a smile. "By the way, what are your plans for the weekend?" "I'm thinking about going hiking. I haven't been in a while," John said. "What about you?" "I'm going to visit my parents. It's been a few months since I last saw them," Sarah replied. "That sounds nice. Enjoy your time with them," John said. Their sandwiches arrived, and they enjoyed a relaxing lunch before heading back to the office. After a long day at work, John decided to stop by the grocery store on his way home. He needed to buy a few things for dinner. As he walked through the store, he saw his neighbor, Emily, in the vegetable section. "Hi, Emily. How are you?" John said. "Hi, John. I'm good, just picking up some vegetables for dinner. What about you?" Emily replied. "Same here. I'm thinking about making pasta tonight," John said. "That sounds delicious. What kind of pasta are you making?" Emily asked. I'm going to make spaghetti with tomato sauce, John said, grabbing a jar of sauce from the shelf. Do you have any dinner plans? I'm just making a simple salad and grilled chicken, Emily said. I like to keep it light during the week. That's a good idea. I should try that sometime, John said with a laugh. They chatted for a few more minutes before saying goodbye and heading to the checkout. When John got home, he put away his groceries and started cooking dinner. He liked to listen to music while he cooked, so he turned on his favorite playlist and began preparing the ingredients. As the pasta boiled, John thought about his day. Today was productive, he said to himself. I got a lot done at work, and the meeting went well. After dinner, John sat on the couch and watched a movie. He enjoyed having some quiet time in the evening to relax and unwind. Around 9 p.m., his phone rang. It was his sister, Alice. Hey, John. How's it going? Alice asked.
Hi, Alice.
I'm good.
How about you?
John replied. I'm great. I just wanted to check in and see how you're doing, Alice said. They talked for a while, catching up on each other's lives. After their conversation, John felt happy and connected to his family. The next morning, it was Friday, and John was excited for the weekend. At work, he talked to Sarah about their weekend plans. Are you still going hiking? Sarah asked.
Yes.
I'm going to a trail outside the city, John said. It's supposed to be really beautiful this time of year. That sounds amazing. I hope the weather stays nice for you, Sarah said. I hope so too, John replied. What are your plans with your parents? We're just going to relax at home and maybe go for a walk in the park, Sarah said. It'll be nice to spend some time together. John smiled. That sounds perfect. On Saturday morning, John packed his hiking gear and set off for the trail. The weather was perfect, sunny with a light breeze. As he hiked through the forest, he felt relaxed and refreshed. He loved spending time in nature, and it helped him clear his mind. As he reached the top of the hill, John took a deep breath and looked at the beautiful view. The trees, the blue sky, and the peaceful surroundings made him feel grateful for the day. After a few hours of hiking, John returned home, feeling tired but happy. He spent the rest of the weekend relaxing and preparing for the upcoming week. Monday arrived, and John was ready to tackle another week at work. He arrived at the office and greeted his colleagues with a smile. Morning, everyone. How was your weekend? John asked. It was great. I had a nice visit with my parents, Sarah said. That's good to hear. I had a wonderful time hiking, John replied. As the week continued, John stayed focused on his work and continued to practice his daily conversations with his friends and colleagues. He realized that simple conversations were an important part of his day, whether at work, at home, or while running errands. These conversations helped him stay connected with the people around him and made his daily life more enjoyable. John learned that simple conversations were more than just small talk. They were a way to build relationships, share ideas, and stay connected with the world around him. Whether he was talking to his roommate, colleagues, or friends, these daily conversations made his life richer and more meaningful. By practicing simple English conversations every day, John became more confident in expressing himself and communicating with others. He realized that language is a powerful tool for connection and understanding, and he was grateful for every conversation he had. From greeting his roommate in the morning to chatting with his neighbor at the grocery store, John discovered that simple conversations were an essential part of his life, and they always made his day a little brighter. Learn how to improve your English speaking skills with simple, everyday conversations. In this video, we'll show you real-life examples of common conversations that happen throughout the day, at work, at home, and with friends. Whether you're a beginner or just looking to improve your fluency, these dialogues will help you practice speaking English confidently and naturally. White heavy checkmark what you'll learn. How to greet people in daily life. Conversations at work, in the store, and with friends. Simple phrases to express yourself better. Tips for improving English communication.
Whether you're a beginner or an advanced learner, our carefully curated stories cater to all levels, making learning English enjoyable and effective. Join our community of language enthusiasts and let the magic of storytelling transform your learning experience. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest videos. Dive into English Story Well, where every story is a step towards mastering English.